It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I heard them saying that we lost diversity in rap. How the fuck is that when y'all just been supporting trap? I'm charged up like jumper cables, dropping with no label, breaded up like bagels, finna wipe these niggas off the map. I got some shit in the tuck you ain't heard of. Sipping Bloody Mary, my lyrics on bloody murder. Your name in my journal circled. I'm riding with your beach, yeah, we out in murder. The second coming to greatness, I feel like color purple. I'm on the level y'all ain't ready for. Shouted want the wood, I'm a cutting board. Been a legend in Atlanta, bitch, I'm Pastor Troy. Pretty boy, but that money finna pull a Floyd. The jewels sparkle in that water, pass me a LaCroix. River Daily, you never needed an alias. Independently checking my Nikes, came from them avias. I've been on my hustle, car shuffle, niggas hearts muffled. If you want trouble, got muscle like WrestleMania. Boy, stop. We looking at Porsche drives, been rapping 20 years. I'm insuring my voice box. They call me unorthodox. I'm orthodontic when it come to profit. Safety first, but let me switch the topic. Y'all rappers all in my DMs to promote your tracks. Every morning logging in, I report the trash. You gotta take it on the chin if you want it bad. I'm used to it, I've been through it. I'm using my point of view as an influence. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Friday evening. Oh man, we got to get into Latto today. So apparently, Big Mama could possibly be her last and final album. Okay? Now, it's well documented. I'm a fan of Latto, but I've also been critical of Latto. I feel like as an artist, she had way more potential than what she's given us. But I had no indication or idea that she would be considering retirement. Now, Latto is currently pregnant, or at least the last update that we've seen of her, she was pregnant, because we don't know. I don't think we know the exact delivery date. But she's about to be a new mom. Life is going to change for her. This is going to be a new experience. I'm sure she's going to want time to spend time with her family, spend time with her firstborn, figure out what the new norm is going to look like for her as a person before an artist, a musician, or a celebrity. So all of those things are understood. But again, I had no inkling that it was going to come to this. So just 2 hours ago, Latto came out and made waves on Twitter in a simple post. 5/29, my retirement album. Thank you for everything. So the album will be out on the 29th of this month. And she claims that this will be her retirement. She says, thank you for everything. Of course, Latto has been in the music industry for a long time. We saw her come up with the rap game when she was just a teenager. She turned down signing with So Def. We saw her try to figure it out a little bit independently and, putting music out under the name Mulatto. Eventually, she kind of got bullied out of that name on social media. People were, once she really started like making waves as an adult, people like, hey, you got to get rid of that name. She made the change. From there, I mean, she's had beefs with smaller rappers over who was big. You had Rennie Rucci. You had a couple other young ladies who honestly haven't made much of an impact from their rapping, who came out and said, I was the one calling myself the biggest. I was calling myself big. You calling yourself Big Latto? She defended herself. It was short-lived. And she reigned supreme. You know what I'm saying? She blew up Big Energy. The other song that sounded like Big Energy, the name doesn't cross my mind right now. Sugar Honey Iced Tea, the album came out 2024.
was a solid album. I still feel like it was one of the better albums that dropped that year, especially um, from the ladies in hip hop. Album didn't do as well as it could have or should have. Didn't get the marketing push it could have or should have. Um, and now we're on Big Mama mode. All right. And this album, of course, is commemorating her pregnancy, her first child, and I guess trying to become a family woman. Now, I know some people out there are going to be like, retire? What have you done? I'm not really sitting on that side of the fence. I do wish she could have, you know, accomplished a bit more, but she's gone and toured. She's accomplished more than the average rapper. I'll tell you that. There's people out here in this world that would literally give up arteries to accomplish what she has, to be able to live fully and completely off of their music, to have become somewhat of a celebrity, a name that people know outside of just the internet, somebody who could sell tickets and put asses in seats despite how people may criticize you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to act like she ain't done nothing. I think that would be a huge disservice to what she has done. Um, but I think that there was so much more that she had on the table. Now, of course, how she feels today may not be how she feels 6 months from now, a year from now. I don't know what's going on in Latto's life. I don't know what's going on in her mental space. I don't know what's making her draw back, right? Um, I know she's like pretty tight with Cardi B. Cardi B got 4 kids and is having one of the biggest years of her entire career fresh off of having a child. You know what I'm saying? Fresh off of having two. So, I think she's a great example of what's possible, but everybody is not made the same. Everybody doesn't have the same, core. Everybody doesn't have the same thought process. Everybody doesn't have the same even dedication to the craft. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like staying active, staying out there, wanting to be outside, wanting to like make history. Everybody's not driven by the same things. So I'm not going to be critical of her in that regard. But what I will say is if this is really the final album, if this is the I'm walking away from the game project, I really do hope it's good. I really do hope you leave nothing unturned, nothing on the table. I don't want to judge the album off of just what I've heard thus far. We've heard 3 songs. We've heard Somebody. We've heard Get Out My Face featuring Glorilla. And it was the Big Mama or whatever that shit was called when she announced the project. Business and Personal. Um, which I liked Business and Personal. I thought it was hard. I liked the second part of it. It was hard. Somebody, it's cool. It did what it was supposed to do. Get Out My Face featuring Glorilla. I wasn't crazy about it, but I guess it did what it was supposed to do. It's an amp hype record that could get played in, stadiums. It could get played in sports events. It could get played on TikTok. It serves its purpose in a few different ways. The album's gonna have 16 songs on it. If you go on her website, she does have the vinyl and the CD version of the album available. The other songs are blanked out. I'm sure somebody out there could probably use some type of decoding service to get the names of the title, but it ain't that deep. It's 16 songs. We've heard 3. I haven't heard anything groundbreaking from this album as of yet, but hopefully in the other 13, it's like really, really coming out strong. I don't know if she even made this album with the intent of it being her last. It could have easily been just a decision she made within the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I thought it was very interesting on Business and Personal. She said something about how she was doing well without the support of the label. She is signed to RCA through Streamcut. Um, but I don't know what her relationship is with RCA or Streamcut, right? I don't know if she's satisfied with how they've handled her career. So that could have something to do with it. I don't know. It's so many different variables that could be weighing on Latto. She could just literally be like emotional with this pregnancy. Like that's a factor as well. But nonetheless, she came out and made this announcement 2 hours ago, and I just would love to know a little bit more information. I hope this wasn't a decision influenced by 21 Savage. I'm gonna have to be like 1,000% honest about that piece. We've seen a lot of women in the music industry, um, get with a guy who, maybe perceivably more successful, have more, perhaps more resources, more stability, more money in the bank. But a lot of those situations don't actually end up all that great, you know? Um, these women end up becoming, like glorified stay-at-home mothers, but then what happens 10, 12 years down the line, your child is halfway into being a teenager or whatever, and then you look up and like, damn, what did I establish for myself in that time period? I'm not saying this in reference to Lotto. I want to be very clear. I'm just saying we've seen it happen. We've seen women who have, without even having children, put their careers on hold because they got with a ball player or bad relationships or what have you, where they decided they wanted to be a housewife or wag or whatever the case may be, and then they got to pick up the pieces and try to restart and hope that the fans are still waiting for them. You know what I mean? So I hope that things are not coming from that type of place concerning Lotto. If it is, I mean, it's her life to live. At the end of the day, it's not going to affect me. But just as a fan, as somebody who, you know, again, I say it all the time. Me and Lotto from the same side of town. It's always been a pleasure to see somebody from our area make it. Because we haven't had a lot. I mean, Playboy Cardi is the biggest artist from my area, Riverdale. But I'm not even a fan of that nigga. You know, before him, Two Chains and Flocka and Sierra. It's good representation, but at the same time, you can see the gap in eras. Although Flocka, that MAGA shit, man. Anyway, so yeah, I'm rooting for Lotto. I hope the album turns out to be a good one, a good staple, a good like walk away if it's real. I hope she'll still come out and do features. I hope she doesn't just completely go cold turkey from the game. Maybe she just needs a break. That's what I'm gonna assume. Until further notice, I'm assuming it's a break. Although I want to respect her thoughts and her ideas, I think she maybe just needs a break. Like take some maternity leave, get to know your little one, become one with your little one, do that. But I think this retirement announcement was very much premature, and I think it's an unnecessary publicity stunt if that's what it is. Not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying if it is, it was unnecessary. Okay? I don't want to sit here and just like I'm not live, so I can't actually talk to y'all about it or take anybody's opinion. So I'm not just gonna stay here and just talk to myself on the mic about this. But let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Let me know how you feel about, Lotto's career, where she's gotten. I still feel like she had so much more to prove. I feel like she had so much more to say. I feel like there was so much more authenticity that we could have received from Lotto to like really get to know her as an artist outside of what she thought was gonna work. Because I feel like a lot of the music she's made has been what she thought would work versus um what is naturally her skill set. She can really rap. She can really bar up. She can really go with like the best of them that are out today. But she chose a different route. I know people have a lot of question marks when it comes to Lotto. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people have felt like her music hasn't connected with them. Those could also be factors. Maybe it's like I don't want to keep trying to convince y'all to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all haven't shown me that y'all fuck with me all that strong. I appreciate those that have supported me, but I'm going to move on to other ventures. I don't know. Maybe she wants to go into Hollywood. Who knows? But again, let me know y'all's thoughts, y'all's perception of this move and everything down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share the video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And Latto, if you do ultimately stick to your word, I do want to just go ahead and say congratulations on everything that you were able to do. And you know, you will be missed if nobody else says it. All right. I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had to